Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest may be a pretty bad game, but it is God compared to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That game is just the epitome of bad. I mean, I know you played a lot of bad games before, but no, let me tell you, that game is bad. I mean, it's like Castlevania 2, you expect it to be, like, no, it's like, you expect it to be good because it's one of the Castlevania games, it's a sequel, but it's like such a disappointment that it's such a big fucking piece of shit. But Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and a lot of other Nintendo games, there isn't any expectations. There's no disappointments to be had because they're just, rare, obscure games like, Mick Kids or Taxman or whatever, But Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as rare and obscure as it is, you play it once and you're haunted for life. I mean, I'm traumatized after playing it. I can't believe how bad it is. No, I mean, it's bad. Like, that's why I'm coming in front of the camera right now to show you with my own face how fucking bad it is. I mean, with Simon's Quest, you heard the sincerity in my voice, but now see the sincerity in my eyes. This game is fucking horrible! It's fucking horrible! I mean, it's like Pong is better, and Pong is only like 3 lines in a ball. Those little Tiger, like, electronic wrist games, those are better than Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It makes no fucking sense. It's like, what were they thinking? Like, I seriously can't believe how bad that fucking game is. It's so bad that I'm not even going to show it to you because it's just... I mean, maybe you need some kind of proof. Maybe I should show you some clips from the game. It's going to be really hard, though. I just don't want to play it right now. I really don't want to play it. I don't even want to look at the fucking box that encases that piece of shit. That game's fucking bad. It's fucking horrible. I'm gonna show it to you though, just to prove how bad it is. But I warn you. Here it goes. Here it is. Here's the piece of shit game. Who the hell spent this much fucking money on this game? This is so not worth the time. First of all, who are these people trying to kill you? Why do you walk so slow? And the staff doesn't do anything. Look at this. I'm going to try to kill somebody. It's not going to work. See that? It's like they give you a weapon and then it doesn't do anything. I mean, imagine if in Zelda, imagine if Link couldn't use his sword. And then look, then you die. And then you turn into Mr. Hyde, I guess. You walk around punching people and throwing shit. And then for no reason, you just die. Lightning will strike, like, real spontaneous, then you're dead. And then the game's over. What the fuck is that shit? Okay. You've seen the game. Now, that should satisfy all your curiosity. If you are curious enough to play it, just do yourself a favor and don't. I mean, if you're like a hardcore Nintendo fan, as I am, and you have to have every single game in your collection, please do yourself an enormous favor and just stay the fuck away from this awful piece of shit. I mean, don't even buy it like used for like a penny or whatever. I mean, that shiny gold copper will be worth a fortune someday compared to this awful pile of steaming goat shit. I mean, don't even download it. Like, no matter how curious you are, just do yourself a favor, never play it, because you will be wishing for the rest of your life that you could invent a time machine and go back to the day you played that game and just fucking kill yourself. I mean, if you ever find the game, if you ever see it, smash it. Smash it with a hammer. Smash it till every tiny fragment is so small it's invisible. I mean, you'd rather super glue your asshole shut than play that game. You'd rather drown in gasoline. You'd rather, the thing is, you think I'm joking, like I'm trying to be funny or something. No, the fact that that game exists is a horrible abomination of mankind. That game is so fucking horrible. And I am not kidding. I am dead fucking serious. Dead fucking serious. This game sucks. Castlevania 1 and 3 are great classic Nintendo games, but for Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, the game designers obviously were not thinking straight. At first, it seems like a pretty decent game, a little different from the first in the series, but that's okay. Zelda 2 was different from the first, Mario 2 was different, but they were all good. The first thing that's strikingly different is the fact that you have to go through towns, talk to people, and buy stuff. Never really minded that. It makes it a little more like an adventure story, and it's kind of like Zelda, so that's okay. But the first problem comes in when it changes from day to night. Why does this need to happen so often? Like every 5 minutes? Why does it take so long? Nobody feels like sitting through this every time. How would you like it if you were playing a game and then every 5 minutes I came over and paused it, then counted 10 tedious seconds and then let you continue to play the game? Now, I mean, why did they think that that would be a good idea and interrupt the gameplay? Did they think it would be more realistic? I mean, in real life, I don't have to stop in my tracks when the sun sets and a fucking box doesn't pop up in the air. I mean, this is one of the most annoying features in any game ever. What's the point? Yeah, I mean, the monsters are stronger at night and the stores are closed, but why is that necessary and why does the game have to stop? It's fucking retarded. And why do you have to die when you fall in the water? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. This guy can go all over fighting hordes of evil monsters, but he can't even fucking swim? Sometimes I don't feel like going down the stairs just to get down to ground level. I mean, there's no reason I should have to do that when I can just take a shortcut and jump down. But oops, I shouldn't do that. There might be water down there. Another thing that's really annoying about this game is the fact that you have to buy weapons and items. I mean, still, that's not uncommon. You know, like I said, that's the same thing you have to do in many great games like Zelda, but let me explain. Here you have to collect hearts, which count as money. I mean, that's kind of odd, because usually hearts count as life or energy, you know, so that's kind of strange, but, you know, that's not the point. The point is that the items you need to buy are too fucking expensive, and the hearts don't add up enough. It takes too long to get enough of them to buy something, and it gets boring wandering around killing the same monsters over and over again just so you can buy a flame whip or something. Speaking of flame whip, that's pretty weird itself, isn't it? I mean, they were really being creative with that one, the flame whip. Anyway, about the hearts. It takes too long to buy stuff, and to add on to the problem, when you die, you lose all your hearts and you have to start all over again. I mean, doing this doesn't add to any of the game's difficulty or challenge, it just makes us have to do more of the same monotonous stuff over again, and it's not fun, it's boring. Oh look, I finally got enough hearts to go and buy a plant that I need to cross the swamp. Now let me get to the store. Oh shit, it's fucking nighttime. Now the stores are all closed and I have to wait for it to turn day again. Oh well, I might as well kill some zombies in the meantime and stock up on some more hearts. Oh shit, now I gotta start all over again. One of the worst things in the game are the pitfalls, which are areas where there's like stones or blocks that look like you could walk on them, but instead you just fall through. It's impossible to tell where these spots are the first time walking through, so you just have to keep throwing holy water all over to see where they are. It's retarded. Why should I have to do that? Again, it doesn't add up to any of the fun, challenge of the game. It's just unfair and it's annoying. In the dungeons, there's no bosses at the end, which is a big disappointment. Every Nintendo gamester knows that at the end of a level or a dungeon, labyrinth, or whatever, there's always supposed to be a big guy who you fight. But here, they just got lazy and only put a few bosses in the game and left some of the dungeons just empty, like this one. So most of the dungeons you go through, the mansions to be exact, there's nothing at the end except for a crystal orb that you can't touch. In the rest of the Castlevania games, the tradition goes like this. You fight a boss, you defeat him, then an orb comes down, and you touch it. There you go, on to the next level. But in Castlevania 2, how would you ever figure out that you're supposed to throw an oak stake at that orb? I mean, when you first get the oak stake, you assume it's a weapon, and you throw it only to find that it does absolutely nothing, and that you waste it by throwing it, so you have to get it all over again. There are parts in the game that are definitely not self-explanatory and are too hard to figure out. Take this dead end, for example. Would you guess that you're supposed to pass through this wall? How? You have to kneel down by it for like 10 seconds. Now still, that's not enough to make it so cryptic and hidden that we can't figure it out. Oh, please give us more for our buck and make it harder so we can wander around the whole game and exhaust every possibility before we find out. Okay, guess what? You need to have a red crystal selected and be kneeling down and wait a little while before this magic tornado comes and takes you to the next part of the game. Most of the townspeople have things to say which aren't important at all, so why do you have to read them? Here in the dungeons, there's books that you may find which actually give you clues about things in the game that you may need to know about. But when I find these books half the time, it's by accident, so I may hit the button and cancel it out, which means that I don't even get to read it and I don't have a second chance. Why can't I do that when it changes from day to night? That would actually be helpful. So what the game designers figured is this. It isn't absolutely necessary for me to read about how to find Dracula's castle or what I'm supposed to do with an oak stake, but what I do need to read, again and again, constantly, is the morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. How about vanquish this horrible game? The only sure way to get through this awful game is to enter a code, but even that is way more tedious than it should be. While most of the Castlevania games have symbols you enter for a code, this one just has a whole bunch of numbers. I mean, like, one of those little parts would be enough for a password, but why 4? Like, why so many? In general, I hate games that have passwords like this because sometimes they have uppercase and lowercase letters. Like, the L's, look like I's, the zeros look like O's, the 8's look like 5's. So, why does there have to be so many digits? Like, why can't it just be numbers or something? Like, just numbers and not letters. I mean, it takes me like 5 minutes to enter this code when it should only take like 5 seconds. It's friggin' stupid. Okay, so say we enter the code and we go to Dracula's castle. You'll be pretty disappointed how anticlimactic this game is. It isn't even worth putting in a code, let alone playing the whole game all the way through, which if you did, I feel bad for you. I mean, first of all, there's no enemies in Dracula's castle. You just walk all the way through, and the only obstacles are just like going up and down steps, which won't hurt you, and they aren't challenging either. They're just tedious. I mean, what the hell is the point of going through the castle if there's nobody to fight? Did the game designers just like run out of time or something? So then you get up to Dracula, and guess what? He doesn't look anything like Dracula. Instead, he looks like a Grim Reaper, and he throws sickles. I mean, did the people who made this game even know what Dracula is? He's a fucking vampire. Alright, on top of everything, Dracula's way too easy. Check this out. This is a trick that I discovered myself, and so could you without the help of any strategy guide. When Dracula first appears, he stands there for a while, and he gives you plenty of time to land lots of free hits. Not only does he stand there for a long time, but everything that hits him will stun him and give you even more time. Naturally, you'll probably be using the flames because it's one of the most effective weapons in the game, but using it against Dracula, it makes it simply impossible for him to even do anything. He has no chance. The second you start throwing that shit at him, you've already won. I mean, why is it that easy? Did they even test this shitty game out before they released it? What a piece of shit. I mean, I feel horrible that I had to play this game in order to make this video. But I did it to demonstrate its dreadfulness, and I forced myself to play it just so that you don't have to. So you should thank me for telling you to stay away from this horrible, steaming pile of goat shit. I mean, I know it's useless complaining about a game that was made back in the late 80s or earlier 90s or whatever, but it just blows my mind how fucking horrible it is. I mean, it's consistently annoying. Why? Why is it so bad? If all these problems were changed, then we'd have a great trilogy of classic Castlevania games, but history is history, and we might as well try to count Castlevania 3 as, you know, the second in the series, and leave this awful piece of horseshit alone, as it stands today as one of the biggest fuck-ups of all time. Thank you for listening. Good night. The end. This game is ass. Fuck. 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 Fuck! Die! You try to help me now, man? Well, let me be honest with you about this one. Ooh boy, I hate this game. I mean, it makes me want to kill myself. Now, the only comforting thing to know is that everybody seems to share my frustration. Karate Kid is a game that has haunted many of our childhoods. I mean, everybody has the same story. I love the movie, so I got the Nintendo game, and I couldn't stand it. Yet, I had to keep on playing it because I had to beat it. So, what is it about this game that's drawn so many unfortunate kids to turn into bitter adults, reminiscing on their angry childhood, screaming at the TV, throwing the controllers? I mean, anybody who has beaten this incredibly hard piece of shit will not have any sense of satisfaction, but rather regrets, because it is a complete waste of fucking time. I mean, it's like coming out of a brutal fight, being the winner, but achieving nothing for all your troubles, but some bloody bruises and broken bones. It's just not worth it. The biggest problem is that the control is so awkward. You have to press up to jump, which doesn't really help because you can only go straight up in the air. It gotta be like absolutely still. And if you touch an enemy, you fly in the opposite direction. You can't get close enough to really attack anybody. You die in every pit, and it's so easy to fall into them. So every time you get hit near a pit, you're basically dead. Level 1 is ridiculously easy. You just fight one-on-one and then you kick the shit out of everybody, and there you go, you win. You do it again and again. Now level 2 is where we get to the side-scrolling gameplay. It's almost a rip-off of Kung Fu, but much worse. Every once in a while there's these stupid bonus stages which are next to impossible. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that it would be easier to do this in real life. Now, when you get to level 3, there's a typhoon, so the wind keeps pushing you back. And if that's not enough, there's these twigs and birds flying through the air. Every possible projectile hurts you and makes you fly back, and there's pits everywhere. I hate this game, but why am I playing it? Well, that's the question everyone has asked themselves, and they all have the same reason. Because you're angry and you want to win. You want to beat the Nintendo, but the cold fact is that nobody cares but you. Then you get to level 4 and holy shit is it hard. You can't get near anybody to attack them, and they all have these long spears that make you fly back. You can sometimes hit people when you're walking uphill, but when you're going down, you can't really attack low enough to hit them. They're all basically just bullying up on you, and they just knock you all around, and there's nothing you can do. And guess what? That's the last level, and if you are expecting some big ending to be worth all your trouble, well, you're wrong. The only thing that happens at the end is that Mr. Miyagi winks. What a piece of shit. I mean, I guess they decided because the game's only 4 levels long, it better be the hardest 4 levels ever. Well, how about this? How about if I made a game where there's just this one cliff you have to jump over, and it's like nearly impossible, but if you do it, you win the game, and that's it. I mean, what the hell were they thinking with this piece of shit? What the hell? Now, if you're a serious Nintendo collector, do yourself a favor, don't get this game because it's not worth it. I mean, it's made many lives miserable. And, you know, if you see it on sale for $1, just stay away. Don't even touch it. Alright, I haven't played this one in a while, so let's give it a chance. Alright, well, this is really an inconvenience, having to search for stuff. Look at this. You go around and you search for things. Searching. It's empty. It's so slow. Now this is kind of fun, though. You get to punch people. We're gonna beat up Roger Rabbit now. Yeah. The only thing that's really annoying is that it takes so long to charge that punch. Oh, you know what? It isn't fun. You know what? It just isn't at all. It's just a pain in the fucking ass. Can you help me? Go away, you horrid man. How about go away, you horrid game? Driving the car is really annoying because the control's so awkward. Then these weasels catch you, and they make you solve riddles, and they're always the stupidest riddles, too. Like, what animal can you never trust? A cheetah. And how is this cat gonna kill you? And look at this. This is the longest password ever. Would it have killed them to make this any shorter? It takes forever. Like, why should any game take, like, 10 minutes to type in the fucking password? So then you go into this nightclub and you find Jessica Rabbit, and then she tells you to go find her phone number, like she can't just give it to you. So you go around and you search every table till you find it, and then, you know, I was looking all over this game, like where is there a phone where you can actually call her? And it wasn't until much later, when I grew up, that I found out you're really supposed to call her. This is Jessica Rabbit? Well, I got your number and I'm calling just to say fuck you.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, well, I hope you're proud of yourself, and you know what I mean, you fucking whore.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Yeah, well, wait till I draw your suicide note in your own blood, you bunny fucking bitch. I'm coming over, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your whole motherfucking family. Alright, well, now that I got that out of my system, let's continue with the game. So you go into the stores, and the way you buy stuff is ridiculous. You go up, and then you have to, like, go through all your items till you select the wallet, use the wallet, and then this item drops down and you go pick it up. Now there's only one item for sale at a time, so you have to leave the store, then you come back in, and then there's something different there. So if you're looking for something in particular, you have to keep leaving the store and coming back in. Like, imagine if in real life, like if I walked into a liquor store and I wanted Rolling Rock, and all they had there was Budweiser just sitting on a box next to the counter, so then I have to leave, and I have to come back in again, and then there's something else, and I have to keep walking in and out the door till I get what I want. It's just, like, what were they thinking? So you finally get the dynamite, and you come over to blow up this brick wall, and watch this, it's probably the best explosion ever. Yeah, look at that. That was pathetic. So then you get to Judge Doom, and he's like impossible. And most of the things you have are just useless. You have a gun, which really doesn't do anything. You know what? I'm not even gonna punish myself anymore with this piece of shit. Alright, the game sucks. End the story. I want to nail Roger Rabbit to the fucking cross. The original Ninja Turtles is one of the most annoying games I've ever played. You first play it and think, well, this can't be too bad. The control's decent, it's fun killing things, the sound effects are cool. You may even think I'm trying to compare it to the sequels, which are far superior. 2-player, arcade action, beat up a bunch of foot soldiers, good stuff. But this first one is garbage. And you may be like, you know, come on, it's the first of its kind, be easy on it. but no, it sucks. It sucks ass from a straw. And you want to know why? Well, where do I begin? That beeping sound when you're low on energy, I mean, that's so annoying. Now look at that. Now, how the hell am I supposed to get up there? That's impossible. And who is that guy with the chainsaw anyway? Remember him from Ninja Turtles? I sure don't. The only way I can get up there is with Donatello, the turtle with the longest weapon. Come on, get over here, you fucknut. Alright. Okay, all of that just for a pizza? Pizza shit. Okay, here's a trick I think everybody knows. When you're fighting Rocksteady, you jump up onto these crates with Donatello and you just keep hitting him with your bow. Now, what's really weird is the timing. I mean, you have to hit him when he's sort of ducking, not when he's standing up. I guess that would make too much sense. So it's obviously a game flaw. Then there's that level where you have to save the dam. April O'Neil says, "You have my support." Okay. What the hell did she ever do for you? Stupid banana raincoat wearing bitch. So you have to swim around and deactivate all these bombs. And there's so many things out there to kill you, and you have a time limit. So naturally, you're rushing to make it through as fast as you can. And all these electric plants hurt you, so you need a lot of patience. But how could you have patience when you're in a fucking hurry? Fuck! Level 3 is like a maze. You're in the turtle van going around, and there's steamrollers coming at you from everywhere. And you know what I always thought was really weird? Why does the turtle van have the same energy bar as the turtle that you have selected? Like, shouldn't it have its own since it's like a vehicle and not, you know, the turtle? Never mind. So here's a pop quiz. Who are the target audience for this game? Kids. Kids who were fans of Ninja Turtles. Now, you think they would have actually have put more Ninja Turtle characters in the game? Like Baxter Stockman, the Rat King, Krang. I mean, it's not like Krang was like a minor character that came in the 5th season of the show. Krang was right there from the beginning. So, like, there was no excuse. There was no excuse not to have him there. I mean, instead, make way for the missile balloons, flying robot head, those little butterfly things, Mr. Fireman. And why don't you hear the Ninja Turtles theme song anywhere in the game? What a piece of shit. You know what I hate? The fucking jumps in the sewer. If your accuracy is slightly off, you're going down. So you really gotta take your time and watch what's coming up. Oh, you son of a fuck. And you know what pisses me off? They're turtles, for fuck's sakes. They can't even swim? And look at this shit right here. These spike walls come at you like an Indiana Jones booby trap. And some game designer who's laughing their ass off just decided to put a pizza down there. Okay, well, what's the point? I mean, are you going to be suicidal enough to go and try to get that pizza? I mean, who's going to do that? It's impossible. What a joke. And speaking of hard to reach pizzas, look at this. Come on. Oh, you fuck rat. This is just a bunch of cockadookie. This is bullfuck. Jesus Christ almighty. Holy shit. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh man. Why is this game so hard? It's for kids. Have mercy. And why does this jump have to be so close to the ceiling? Fuck this game. And you know what pisses me off? Every time you fall down, you have to walk through the entire room all over again. All the enemies come back, so you have to fight everybody all over again. Now, if you get the pizza doesn't come back. Only the bad guys. What a shitload of fuck. I mean, you can't even develop a strategy because the enemies keep changing. It's completely random. I can't get over this fucking jump. If only those 2 extra platforms weren't there, it wouldn't be a problem. God. Can I get up? Can I get up? No. God fucking damn it. Get the fuck up there. Get up there. Fuck. Whoa, dudes. This game's like a total bummer. What a joke. Fuck. Well, you can just walk over it? You can just walk over it. You are scum. Cowabunga. Cow, a fucking piece of dog shit. This game is diarrhea coming out of my dick. This game is as appealing as a fucking ooze-infested, dirty fucking sewer rat shit. I've had more fun playing with dog turds. Shredders my ass and splinters my balls. This game is an inside-out asshole regurgitating putrid anal fecal matter. I'd rather fucking yank all the hairs out of my scrotum. I'd rather drink diarrhea vomited out of a buffalo's anus. It sucking fucks, it fucking sucks, it fucking blows, it's a piece of shit. And I don't like it. This game is horrible. This game is so bad, I really don't want to play it. But Darth Vader came from the planet Vulcan and said that he'll melt my brains if I don't, so I don't have a choice. The first thing I really admire is how well it followed the movie. And you gotta love that music. Sounds just like the movie, right?
No!
And that's it. It just loops over and over again. And you're not gonna believe it, but that's all you hear the entire game.
I don't believe it!
Yep, from the title screen all the way to the end, the same fucking music.
No!
I'd rather have a fucking buffalo take a diarrhea dump in my ear than subject them to this horrendous garbage. Now about the gameplay, well, you're racing against the time limit, and you have to collect clocks to get more time. So that's pretty creative, isn't it? So you're walking through Hill Valley and every single thing you can imagine is out to kill you.
Holy shit!
Bullies, hula hoop girls, killer bees, and guys holding glass windows, just like in the movie. What happened here? Is this Hill Valley or is it hell?
No, it's Hill Valley, although I can't imagine hell being much worse.
I never knew a hula hoop girl could be so deadly. Why does she want to kill Marty anyway?
He's an asshole.
Not to mention it doesn't even look like Marty. Look at that black helmet head. Also, when did he ever wear that sleeveless black shirt? Oh look, I got a bowling ball. Remember that in the movie? Remember when Marty goes around throwing bowling balls at people? Whose idea was this?
Buttheads.
What were they thinking?
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Ah, the skateboard. Now that makes a lot more sense. But it's the most annoying thing in the game. Yeah, it makes you go faster, but you can't stop. You crash into everything, and it makes it a whole hell of a lot fucking harder.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Jumping is useless. Try jumping over the bench, you'll never make it. So what's the point of having a jump button if it doesn't help at all? What are those guys doing with that window anyway? And why are those giant bees always coming out? Give me a break. And what the fuck is Marty doing when he gets killed? It looks like he's having some kind of seizure. I mean, I guess I'd have a seizure too if there were bees and hula hoop girls and all this weird shit coming at me. I mean, just leave me alone. I'm trying to collect clocks.
Damn! Damn! Damn, damn!
I never got too far in this game, but after the walking stages are over, you go to the cafe, which by this time is a breath of fresh air to see something different and get a break from that horrible music. So you move up and down behind this counter throwing milkshakes at people, and if any of them touch the counter, you're done for. You think it would be easy to hit them, but it's not. Common sense would say if you stand in front of someone and throw something, it would hit them. You can't tell where to stand. Now if you actually have the patience to get through the cafe stage, guess what's next? More walking.
No! Oh, please, God, no!
You know what's the worst thing about this game? Is that it bears the name Back to the Future. A movie well worth putting more time and effort into making a decent game. And the movie came out in '85, the game '89. There's no excuse. No fucking excuse. Just suddenly orders are passed. Quick, make a shitty game, name it after a big movie, and then just spit it into all the stores for all the kids to buy for 50 bucks. Yeah, 50 fucking bucks. There's no internet to look up reviews back then. It was just, you know, you buy a game and you hope for the best. And with Back to the Future, how could you go wrong? Oh yeah, you can fucking go wrong, alright. Like, if I just shat into a bag and wrote Back to the Future on it, that would be the same as this awful piece of shit. It brings my piss to a boil. What a piece of shit. I'll never play it again either. It's my last time. I'd rather eat out the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk than play this game ever again. And I'm dead serious too. And you know what's worse? You know what's really worse? Guess what? There's a sequel! Yes, it's true. Back to the Future 2 and 3. Two shitty games for the price of one. Let's check it out. Holy shit, look, the DeLorean. Now I remember that from the movie. Not so much the piranhas, the snails, the weird face, the running frog, the bouncy thing, the thing in the sewer that comes out and kills Marty, the little dinosaurs, the cloud that drops pellets, and whatever the fucking goddamn hell that is. And look at those. What are they? Goombas and the spiky thing ripped right off of Super Mario Brothers? Fucking slackers. And every time you die, the DeLorean drops you off, and it seems like it always takes you in the opposite direction of what you're trying to go. Shit soup. Oh god, don't let the blue bird get you. Ass! Get the key, get the key! Yeah, the hoverboard. Cool, a bonus stage. Wow. Fuck this. I wish I could go back in time to prevent this game from being made. Unfortunately, I need to build a flux capacitor, and I also need some plutonium to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity, so it's out of the question. So, let's end on a positive note. There's got to be one good thing about this game, and I know what it is. It fits in a toaster.
It's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Nintendo nerd.
McKids is nothing more than an advertising vehicle, much like games such as Yo Noid and 7-Eleven Spot. Now, some people out there may actually like this game, and to be fair, it isn't one of the worst games in the NES library. There are definitely much crappier games such as Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout and Silver Surfer, for example. So anyway, let's check out McKids. So there's Ronald with his magic bag of hallucinogenic drugs. I always thought that clown was one scary motherfucker. The Hamburglar stole his bag, apparently. Alright, this is the first level. Now, does it look familiar? So where have I seen this before? Jumping around collecting M's? Oh, like coins. In Mario Brothers? Like, yeah, that's where I've seen this. It's just like Super Mario Brothers 3. Let's check it out. I mean, the map looks similar, same idea. The stages are designed the same. Jumping on enemies, I mean, everything looks the same. Mario's controls were a lot better, though. Well, pretty much everything is better. So back to McKids. You know, I changed my mind. It actually is pretty original. I mean, walking upside down, I mean, that's pretty creative. Whoa, it makes me feel sick. They must have been on crack when they came up with this game. So you go around collecting cards that you need to beat the level. So there you go, into Ronald's Magic Zipper, running around through Magic McDonald World. God, that really makes me nauseous. And don't try to kill anything with those blocks. That it really doesn't work too well. Collect some more useless M's that don't do anything. Alright, here's a shitty bonus game. You jump on these arrows that make you go up. And you gotta jump on the white ones until you get to the top. And then when you get to the top, you go into another zipper and you collect some 1-ups, which aren't really that important because there's a part where you can get a whole bunch of them. Then you go to Birdie's stage. Stupid feathered fucking bird bitch. Cute smiley face. You know what's a big problem with this game? I mean, you never know what's below you. You just fall and die. Fuck balls. This game's so bad, they actually invented a way to end it by pushing start and select at the same time. So you get this block, which makes you heavier, so you can jump higher, well, lower really. And now you have another 1-up that you don't need, so that's just a waste of time. Oh, and look, I died anyway, so what a waste. Oh god, look, a McFlurry man. Those guys are badass. So how do I get that card? Oh, every kid knows how to do this. Just get the secret passageway under the clouds. Yeah, that's easy to figure out. Kids will have the patience to figure that out, because, you know, kids have a lot of patience. Especially the ones with ADD, such as myself. Then you go to Grimace's board. Here's Grimace, that big purple fuck. Look at his house. It looks like Barney the dinosaur's testicle. Okay, so here's the part where you can get a billion 1-ups. So you just get 2 1-ups here, and then you go back into the board again. You die here, but you always get 1 extra. So if you have an hour to waste, then there you go. Have fun. You're completely wasting your time anyway if you're playing this game, as I am, let alone make a fucking video about it. And some people like to call 1-ups extra guys or free mans. I like to call them life insurance. Look how bad the jumps are. Look at this. What a shitload of fuck. All I want to do is get down to that barrel, but it's such a pain in the ass. I mean, it keeps bouncing me back up. Fuck farts. It never ends with this game. It's just like an infinite turd coming out of my ass, just like an endless rope. I mean, when the fuck's it gonna be over? I can't stand this shit. Watch the moose. Grab a block and try to kill him. Unfortunately, it just bounces and misses him. Now look at this. Would you ever guess that you're supposed to jump off this cliff? This ship really reminds me of Super Mario Bros. 3 again. And also, why is this guy walking on water? Who does he think he is? Jesus Christ? Then you gotta talk to the professor, another one of Ronald's stoner friends. And he tells you to get more cards, which makes me just want to punch him. Even worse, you gotta go to the moon where you meet Cosmic. Now who the hell's Cosmic? Did they run out of McDonald's characters? What about Captain Crook or Big Mac? No, Cosmic. I never heard of him. I guess there's nothing more you can expect but a shitty character like that. I mean, I bet the people who designed this game were paid minimum wage. So anyway, you're on the moon, so you're floating around, and then there's these tentacles that come out and kill you wherever you go. And you really gotta bust your balls to find all those cards. Like there's this one that's high up in the air, and even when you get it, you jump back down and something kills you and you gotta start the whole level all over again. Ass balls! So here you are at the last stage, Robble Robble. You gotta get the cards from Hamburglar. So you gotta get across the lava by throwing these blocks in it while all this stuff is shooting at you. Fuck! So look at this. This is some kind of track you have to move on, but you can't because the controls are so hard. So do you hit A or B? I don't know. I have no idea how to control this. You'd think you can just hold the A button or something, but no, of course not. That would be too simple. They have to make it like you do these little taps with the button to make it move. I mean, the controls just suck ass. What a piece of shit. A little kid could never figure this out. So finally, when you get through all these crazy obstacles, you get up here, you walk all the way to this lava pit, and you don't have any blocks to float over it. You can't go around it, so what do? Guess you just gotta commit suicide. Toasty!
It's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Nintendo nerd.
Wally Bear and the No Gang. Now the first thing that baffles me about this game is the actual cartridge. I mean, look at this. It doesn't look like any other NES game. And what's this button for? Press here? Seriously? Press here? What for? I mean, is it supposed to be telling you how to push the game down? Like how to put the game into the system? Well, I can't really push on it when it's inside the Nintendo. You know, do they really think kids are that stupid? I mean, it should just say, press here, you dumb fuck. Like some kid's gonna be like, how do I put the game in? So anyway, we start off with the title screen of a deformed bear with sunglasses riding a skateboard. A stereotypical anti-drug corporate waste of imagination. You can choose between 1 and 2 players, if you're lucky enough to have a friend who would actually play this piece of shit with you. Okay, here's the plot. You're the ultra-hip skateboarding schmuck Wally Bear. Your Uncle Gary Grizzly wants you to gather up your straight-edge friends and head over to his house for a party. Wally must reach his uncle's house before dark, or at least before the timer runs out, for he loses all his lives. But every bird and attack dog on the block wants you dead, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that besides just jump for your life. You can get items like pizzas, frisbees, or hubcaps to throw at enemies. And you can't really hit birds because they just dart across the screen. Now why would a bird want to kill a skateboarding bear anyway? The levels are just incredibly repetitive. Like literally, the same backgrounds are used over and over again, kind of like in a Flintstones cartoon. If you notice during a driving scene, it's just the same stuff in the background being repeated over and over again. The only difference is that the Flintstones was entertaining, but this is just a piece of fuck. There's also this asshole named Ricky the Rat who's trying to knock you off your skateboard and turn you into a heroin junkie. You also have to prevent a poodle from getting her radio stolen, stop a lizard from drunk driving, and deal with other things that either want you to die or want you to snort crack up your bear snout. The music in this game just fucking sucks. I mean, no bad game is complete without some auditory shit that makes you want to puke. You'd rather listen to your only infant child choking to death. So, just turn down the volume, and while you're at it, just turn off the fucking game. Back in the 80s, it seemed like there were all these characters trying to keep kids off of drugs, whether it was Mick Gruff or Pee-wee, or the combined efforts of Alf, Michelangelo, Bugs Bunny, and Miss Piggy. And this game, I'm sure it didn't help kids stay off drugs at all. In fact, I'm sure the people who made it were on something. So avoid it at all costs, unless you are fucked up on drugs. So in that case, let's say no to drugs, and let's say no to this fucking game.
It's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Nintendo nerd.
Top Gun sort of marks the beginning of a genre. It was one of the first flight simulation games for the Nintendo Entertainment System, or at least one of the most commonly referred to. We obviously know that it ain't got shit compared with games today, and for that reason you might think it's not worth complaining about. But no, it sucks ass now, and it sucked ass back then. Check it out. Mission 1 is training for the next mission. Okay, sounds simple enough. so you get a choice of missiles. So would you rather have more or less? What kind of fucking choice is that? Pick more. I mean, the idea is that the fewer missiles is more powerful, but guess what? Whenever you shoot an enemy plane, all it takes is one shot to blow them up. Even your regular machine gun bullets take them down in one shot, so what's the point? And I love all the useless information on the control board. Altitude, speed. I mean, really, what does it matter? And look at all the gauges on the right just for decoration. The first thing that really sucks about the gameplay is just the fact that it's boring. 90% of the time, you're just flying into a blank sky as little pieces of cotton come flying at you. And yes, I know they're supposed to be clouds. Also, notice the absence of music. I know the developers were trying to make something new, to make it realistic, but what we get is a game that makes you feel like you're in this blank, mindless void. Like, if purgatory exists, this is what it is. Top Gun for the NES. I'd rather fly a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. Uh-oh, I'm really fucked now. I gotta land on an aircraft carrier. A feat that's impossible. Your radar monitor gives you instructions on how to land, but no matter what you do, you still crash. You know, it's like every time I get to this part, I think I might have a chance. This is gonna be it. Finally gonna land the plane. Speed down. Left, left. Speed up. Right, right. Speed up. Speed down. Left, left. Speed up. Speed down. Up, up. Up, up. I'm hitting up.
Ass! Fuck!
It's impossible. I mean, why is it so hard? I mean, I guess because they were trying to make it realistic, like if you were actually trying to land on a real aircraft carrier, but I highly doubt that any of this game is like really flying a plane. So even though I crashed, it only takes a life away and it still lets me continue to the next level. Mission 2, destroy an enemy aircraft carrier. Alright, fine. As long as I don't have to fucking land on it. Now the only difference with the second level is that you're below the clouds and you can now see the water. Basically it's just a darker color blue than the sky. But stay the fuck away, there's battleships that shoot the shit out of you. You're best off just flying into the sky the whole time. Now halfway through this level your fuel starts to run out, so this refueling plane comes and then you have to control its nozzle. So just like landing the plane, this is impossible and I've never once done it. You just have to be lucky. I mean, your accuracy has to be 100% perfect. And really, I don't have a fucking clue how it works. Down, down, speed up, down, down, left, left, up, up, speed up, left, left, down, down, up, up, and left, left, right, right, up, up, left, left, down, down, up, up. What the fuck? What was I supposed to do? Now look at the plane. It just goes away like fuck him. I mean, they just leave you out here to die. At this point, it should just say game over, but instead it allows you to play for a little longer, which is pointless. You're done for. The refueling plane doesn't come back, and within minutes, your fuel runs out and you finally lose. And that's as far as I ever got. What a shitload of fuck. This game chews turds. This game sucks your balls off and spits them up your ass. Now I know there's only 4 levels in the game, so it's kind of the same deal as Karate Kid. It's a short game, but it's as hard as a fucking T-Rex's shit. Now because I've never passed that refueling plane, I've never seen the last 2 levels. So what I've decided to do here is to create my own version of what I think the last 2 levels may be like. Mission 3, blow shit up. Mission 4, vent your anger and destroy the TV. Well, if you just haven't had enough fun torturing yourself with this awful game, and you still want some more, well guess what, you're in luck. There's a sequel, Top Gun: The Second Mission, which doesn't really make much sense because it sounds like you're talking about the second mission in the first Top Gun. So, whatever. I mean, wouldn't this be Mission 5 and up? Even the tops of the game cartridges look completely identical. Top Gun and Top Gun. If you have a microscope, you might be able to read the second mission under there. Now, to tell you the truth, the second Top Gun isn't as bad as the original.
but it sure is a hell of a lot fucking harder if you could actually believe that. The gameplay is a lot faster. You can fly upside down and spin around, although I don't really know what the point of that is. And there's also not as many dead spots where you're just waiting for something to happen and looking for enemies. Here, your enemies come after you right away and they just blow you out of the sky, so you have to really think fast. The missiles are really hard to dodge, and just like the first time, one missile is enough to kill you. But this time they're even worse because they're faster and they don't seem to come anywhere near as close as they did before. In the original Top Gun, when a missile hits you, it looks like this. And in the sequel, it looks like this, much farther away. So if you played the original first, you're going to be really disoriented that you have so much less time to get out of the way. Besides, they still look like bowling balls on fire. I never made it past the first stage, but that's also because I don't have the patience for this crap. Now, adding to this game, there's a versus mode. The one-player game where you battle the computer is impossible. Your opponent just disappears right away. He flies right behind you and just blasts your ass to oblivion. And the two-player game is what it is. It's just two players shoot each other up. And the one thing I find really disappointing is that after you blow up your opponent, you see him escape in a parachute. And you don't want that to happen. You want to see him die. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this garbage. Fuck balls.
It's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a road-killed skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Nintendo nerd.
Alright, this time we have a guest reviewer, and I don't know, this might be kind of weird, but... Hey! Come here! No, not there!
Shit pickle.
Hey, tell him...
Shit pickle.
Tell them your name.
Shit pickle.
Yeah, this is Shit Pickle.
Shit pickle.
And
Shit pickle.
Shit Pickle's gonna...
Shit pickle.
Shit Pickle's gonna
Shit
attempt to help
pickle.
me comment on this game. Now,
Shit
it's kind of a
pickle.
weird one, and, Hey, Shit Pickle, you like video games?
Shit pickle. 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 Shit pickle. Shit
You
pickle.
like Nintendo?
Pickle. 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 Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
You ever play this game Master Chew and the Drunkard Who? Yeah. So, yeah, it's a weird game, and you can just tell just by the cartridge. And it's one of those weird baby blue cartridges, so you can tell right off the bat that it's a big piece of fucking shit.
Pickle. Shit pickle. 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 Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
The story involves the legendary Siamese twin Shiva from Hindu religion. She has filled the world with evil spirits.
Shit.
Your best friend, Master Hugh, has failed to stop them, and he's resorted to drinking, so now he's a drunk.
Pickle. 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 Shit pickle. Shit
However,
pickle.
Master Chu has not given up hope. It's up to him to put an end to the evil Shiva.
Pickle.
Sounds pretty shitty. What do you say, Shit Pickle?
Shit pickle.
Yeah. There's really only one reason to buy this game, and that's to be able to say, I own Master Chu and the Drunkard Who, so people can awkwardly stare at you.
Shit pickle. Shit pickle. Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
Your
shit
objective each round is to locate all the yin and yang symbols in order to fight the boss.
Shit pickle.
You can shoot energy out of your hand, and you can upgrade to 2 shots of energy at the same time. You want to try, Shit Pickle?
Pickle. 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 Shit 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 pickle.
So what do you think?
Shit.
Exactly. Instead of pressing A or B to jump, like in most games, you have to press up, sort of like in the Karate Kid.
Shit.
And maybe the control's so shitty because the programmers were trying to make Chu seem drunk. Or they were drunk themselves.
Shit pickle.
There's endless waves of spiders, snakes, and other unnameable things that come after you.
Shit pickle. Shit pickle. Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
What are you talking about? The graphics?
Shit pickle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pickle. 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 Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
The best effect in this game is that when standing still, Chu's clothes wave around in the wind. Now let's talk about the sound. It sucks.
Shit
And it's the
pickle.
same for every stage, just stereotypical Chinese music playing over and over in a loop.
Shit pickle.
So after you beat the first level, the rest of the game is just the same repetitive thing over and over again. I mean, it's more fun taking a shit.
Shit.
Each board, you collect 8 yin-yang symbols, you fight the boss, and then you get the key. And by the way, the key in this game is called the Flaming Key of Freedom. Flaming, huh? Kind of like the Flame Whip in Simon's Quest. The boss fights aren't even challenging because all you have to do is stand on the platform until they turn their back, then you drop down, land a few hits, and then you repeat.
Shit. Pickle.
For the last boss in the game, Shiva, I was expecting something a little better. I don't know why, but all you get is this weird statue. And why the fuck is it green? I mean, could they have picked another putrid color but green?
Shit. Pickle.
So after you beat the boss, you get to see the best ending in video game history. What a piece of shit.
Pickle.